Alright, the last time you seen this car, we had a little fab work going on with it, and we got the gaps fit and all the other stuff tied up on it, and got it over here for Michael and Austin to do their thing with it. We'll walk around and show you a few more of the fab things we did since the last time you seen it. Alright, we'll walk over a few things under the hood here. You'll see the cowls cut out. That's for our custom air cleaner. It's out the Debo Tech getting scanned, and it's going to be made in carbon fiber. Also, you'll see these trick hood hinges. Josh, the other fabricator, and Blake both worked together on these hood hinges. Blake done the SolidWorks file, and Josh done all the grunt work, make sure everything worked, fit, and Matt in the machine shop machined them out. They're pretty trick, and you'll see how far the hood opens up, so it gives you some serviceability when you're working on it. Also, you'll see the firewall is smooth. We got rid of the wiper hump, and we use one of our DSE wiper kits for the Chevy II on the inside. So really good product. Also, our inner fenders along with our subframe. So that's pretty much it under the hood. We'll walk around and look at a couple other things. We're going to roll around to the inside of the car and talk about a few things going on here. Like you see, Austin and Michael got the interior stripped out. They're getting ready to do their thing, paint body, make it look really cool. But anyway, we got some custom rings machined out that the vintage air vents screw into. Pretty nice vents. Also, we have a Holley digital dash display going in this, along with our Dominator, which mounts over here in the floor, and there's a false floor that covers it up. We'll go here and look at the tunnels raised up to accommodate the T56 Magnum we get from Bowler, and our DSC subframe connector kit for the Chevy II. You'll see the thing's got a pretty substantial cage in it. Bob's going to get this car and take it to the track and have a good time with it.
Last time you guys saw Tommy Franklin 69 Camaro, it was in the body shop. Michael and Austin knocked the black PPG out of the park like they always do. We've started assembly on the car, got a lot of the suspension components on it. Started wiring the inside of the car. The dash harness is finished. The body harness is pretty much done. We're waiting on our Pat Musey Brian Tooley 440-inch LS. Be here any day. Should be about 1,200 horsepower. Should be a good time. Let me show you some stuff in the trunk that's going to power it. Tommy wanted the car completely blacked out, so Michael and Austin flat blacked the tail panel, black bed liner inside the trunk. We used a 4 Innovations triple fuel pump module that actually fits in our 1000 series super tank, and it uses 3 340 Walbro pumps that should support 1,700 horsepower or so on pump gas. We still got a couple of Alpine audio pieces to put in, and let me show you what's going on in the cockpit. Inside the car, like all Detroit Speed projects, Dynamat, a DSC battery cable kit with the bulkheads. You can see the tunnel's been modified for the T56 trans. Unlike most of the projects we build, this car actually is getting the center console, and we built in the vintage air controls in the center console plus the power window switches. I wired the car with American Auto Wire Classic Update wiring harness that extensively modified. Getting ready to put the vintage air in and some Holley EFI, and as soon as the motor comes in, we're going down the road.
We're here to update you on Randy Wilcox's 49 Cadillac. We started with a really good foundation. The frame was solid, so all we ended up doing was grafting our X-Gen 595 frame on. We've made it bumper brackets, core support mounts. We've mounted the engine and trans in the position that clears the ground, and we can show you some more updates on, or more details on our mounts and brackets that we've made. Here you can see we've made some motor mounts to mount the engine and transmission at this height for ground clearance issues for the oil pan clearance. Our next step is to assemble the rest of the suspension of our Detroit Speed front end, and now we can show you what we've done in the back. As you can see, this car was in immaculate condition, very little rust if any. The only other thing I had to do was modify the floor pan here to clear the exhaust to go over the cross member for our custom made Quadrolink that we've installed in this car using components off the shelf here at Detroit Speed. I did have to do one small patch where the jack mount was that was cracked, and now we're just going to put the components in and put this car on the ground.
All right, we have one of the latest projects going on in Detroit Speed's project shop. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Larry's 1970 Boss 302 Mustang. He's had this car for more than 30 years. He decided to bring it to us and get one of our Detroit Speed aluminum frame front suspensions and our Detroit Speed Quadrolink rear suspension along with our deep tub kit. We're right in mid disassembly of this car. This is a real G-code Boss 302 Mustang. It's got original paint on the exterior of the car, and the car actually only has 34,800 miles on it. So a lot of you peers are probably going to hate what we're going to do to this car. First of all, we're going to cut the shock towers out and allow the installation of our aluminum frame. And then we're going to go and extend the firewall and transmission tunnel for the T56 that's going to be installed in this car. And then we'll roll around to the back of the car and show you what we're going to do with it. As you can see, this car is really nice for a 30,000 mile car. What do you expect? So anyway, we're going to roll away here and show you what we're going to do first. We're going to remove the stock wheel tub and extend a cut over here about 2.5 inches. That'll allow the install for our deep tub kit, and also allow for the accommodation of our 345/19 tire and wheel package that's going in the rear of this car. And then after we get done with that, we're going to install our Detroit Speed Quadrolink and subframe connectors, making this car a complete Detroit Speed package.